Former Brett Favre revealed some big health news today. The former Green Bay Packers quarterback says he's being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Favre disclosed the news while he was testifying in front of a House Ways and Means committee about his alleged misuse of taxpayer money. Despite the current allegations against Favre, Madison's Ping Pong Parkinson's group coordinator says the diagnosis could help spread awareness.
Maybe more research will be happening. Maybe more money will be thrown into toward research and solutions that may help us.
Spreading awareness for Parkinson's disease is something Ping Pong Parkinson's is working to do in our community while also using the sport to help with symptoms.
Ping pong uses your whole brain because you have the planning portion of your brain, you have the something's coming at my face thing, the reactionary, moving your large muscles. These are all different parts of your brain that are used to put together the game of ping pong.
The group meets to play ping pong every Thursday morning and Sunday afternoon at the East Madison Community Center.